Hi guys, and welcome back. Those of you who missed out on SEL night or just came in a little bit late, I am going to show you what we did that night. So what we worked on were kindness postcards. So they're just small pieces of paper. I used cardstock, or you can use poster board, that are cut 4 by 6 inches. That's how big a postcard has to be. So what I did is I took some watercolors. Now if you don't have watercolors, you can use about 1/4 cup of water and 6 to 8 drops of food color of your choice, or you can water down some acrylic or tempera paint to where it's very watery and very flowy. If not, you can just use your regular watercolors. So what you're going to need is a nice sturdy piece of paper. Now if you're doing this on regular paper, that's okay. Just have it on a surface that you can move without having to peel your paper up off of your surface, because I would really hate for you to tear it accidentally. So I have it just on this old spiral. So I just have a really big piece of paper so I can show you guys how to do this. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your watercolors and you're going to dip your paintbrush in these colors. So you can do any type of color. I might do a rainbow one, I don't know yet. Okay, but I'm just putting water on those watercolor cakes because I want them to be nice and wet and ready to go. Okay, now I'm going to do my orange because I know I'm going to use my orange. Now be very nice to your watercolors. You don't need to dig into them, you just need to very softly, almost like you're petting a kitty, just really softly, and it will give you paint, I promise. You don't have to dig into it, you're not digging for treasure, okay? You just have to be really gentle and you will still get paint. Alright, so once you get your paints nice and watered down, you're gonna dip your paintbrush in there, make sure it gets nice and soaked. And then you're going to simply just add drops of color to your paper. So I'm just gathering some drops of red. And you could do this however you'd like, any color you'd like. You can use warm colors, cool colors, your 2 favorite colors, all the colors. I mean, it's up to you. Your world, your imagination. It's up to you. So I'm just adding drops of paint. It's okay if it mixes together. I do want that to happen. Okay, now I'm going to do a little bit of green. Put that right there. See how it's already kind of like seeping in. And maybe I want to get some blue in there. And some purple. Okay. Then once I get all of my little drops of paint on my paper, I'm going to take my straw. You could just use any old straw. Now it might be easier for you to cut this in half so you're not like blowing way too hard, but it's really up to you. I'm just going to use the whole straw. So I'm going to go ahead and blow it. So whenever I blow my colors, I want to be sure that I go back and forth. I'm not just blowing in one direction unless that's what you want. I'll show you both ways. First, I'm going to show you the back and forth way so you can see how the colors spread out. Okay, so I got this really cool looking spider web. So I'm going to do it again over here on this side. And maybe I'm going to do it in just one direction. I'll just do orange, and if I'm doing it in one direction, I kind of want my colors to be a little bit spaced apart, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, let me get some yellow in there. Boop, boop, boop. Get some yellow. Boop, boop, boop. Some green. Oh, there we go. It was ready to get on there, huh? And some blue. And then some purple. Okay, I'm going to take my straw and I'm just going to blow in one direction. I can turn my paper Now that's really interesting. See that? Really interesting. There's the back and forth method where it's just very crazy and mixed together and then blowing in just one single direction. There's a lot of different ways that you can do this, and it's up to you and the design that you want to create. So once you get your designs done and they're nice and dry, you can go over it with a black pencil or marker and write a special message on there. Like this one, I wrote happy fall, and this one, thinking of you. I think that these are, a lot cooler than going to the store and buying one, because this is one of a kind. You're not going to find this anywhere else. Every single one is going to be unique in its own way, and I think that that goes a much longer way for your loved ones, people you care about. And I think that they'll feel even more special knowing that you made it and it came from your heart. Okay, so the next project were these tiny little wishing stars. Now I like to do these when I'm stressed out or I'm not feeling so great. I'll take my strips of paper and I'll write a little message or a wish on there and fold it on up and put it in a jar and save it for a rainy day. And then maybe if on one day I'm feeling kind of bad, I can go into my jar and pick a star and open it up, and kind of like a fortune cookie, I can read my little wish or my positive message to remind me that, you know what, life isn't so bad after all. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing this. Now, the great thing about this video is that you can pause it as you go along, so that way if there's something that you missed, you can just rewind it. So I'm going to take my strips of paper here, and I'll do 2 of them so that way you can see. Let me go ahead and move this out of the way. Alright, so I've got my strip of paper here, and I'm going to use 2 fingers on this side. I'm using my 2 fingers here and my thumb to hold my strip of paper, just like this. And we're going to tie this paper into a knot, just like the way you would tie in your shoe. So I'm going to take this paper here, and this tail, I'm going to wrap it behind my fingers. So again, behind my fingers, and then I'm going to loop it around in front, kind of like I'm tying them together. See that? It's crisscrossed over. And then if I were to take my fingers out, it would look kind of like an awareness ribbon, or like a little fish. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay, so then what I do with this little tail right here is I'm going to fold it behind and through this hole, just like if I'm tying a knot, but with paper. And very gently, I'm going to work my paper into a knot. This is going to take some practice. The first few may come out ugly, but it's okay. We just practice. And once I've got like my little knot, I'm going to pinch my star until it's nice and flat. Then I'm going to take this little tab right here, and I'm going to fold that in. I don't want that to be sticking out. I'm just going to fold that in and tuck it right into there like a little envelope. So now that I've got my star good and ready to go, I'm going to turn it over. I want this Y-shaped crisscross on this side. Y-shaped crisscross. Not this side. This is just a straight side. I want my Y-shaped crisscross. Okay. Then I'm going to take this really long tail, and I'm going to fold it up over this left side. So this side right here, this left side. So I'm going to take it, my long tail, and I'm going to pinch it right here. Pinch so it's nice and folded. And then fold it behind the star. See, just like that. Then I can turn it, and I'm going to repeat that step, but I'm folding over the right side now, not the left side, the right side. So I'm going to pinch there, and then I'm folding it up over that corner, giving it a pinch. Okay, I'm going to take that tail again, and I'm going to fold up over this side, the left side now. So I went right, left, right, left, right, left. Okay, so it's still a little pentagon. And then I fold it up over the right side, and I'll keep repeating that step over and over again until I get to the end of my star. Okay. Then once I run out of tail, I'm going to tuck it into this little envelope here. This little envelope. I'm going to take my little star, and I'm going to tuck that little tail in, just like that. Then what I do next is I'm going to take each corner like this with my fingers, and I'm going to pinch it very hard until it folds. So let me do this side first. Pinch, and then pinch on this side, and you're going to pinch each corner as you go around. And then pinch. And I've got my little star. Now this one came out a little bit wonky. I'll do one more. But there's my little star. So let's do one more. Take my piece of paper. I wrap it around my fingers. I've got my little awareness ribbon. I tuck that tail behind and through the loop. I pull it tight. Take that little tail, and I tuck that in like he's going to bed. Turn my tail over, and I've got my Y-shaped crisscross. Folding the tail up over the left shoulder of my pentagon. Folding that tail up over the right shoulder now. So I switch shoulders, switching shoulders. Turn it over, folding up over the left shoulder now. Folding up over the right shoulder. Folding over the left shoulder. And then once I run out of tail and I can't fold it anymore, I tuck that tail into my little envelope. Just like that, all the way in. And I give it a good pinch all the way around. All the way around. And then I take my corners and I pinch those corners. Don't worry about ruining it. This is the way it's supposed to look. And I pinch each of those points of my pentagon shape. Each one. And I have my little star. So here are all my other ones. And there you go. So you can go back and rewind or pause wherever you need to. And I hope that you enjoy. Have a great night, guys, and thanks for stopping by.